hashtag CCI, hashtag Team CCI pledges, right? Build video. I've tried this a couple times, and we're gonna try and get it under like 30 minutes. Takes me forever to build things. I'm going to do a 22 gauge dual parallel 4-wrap, okay? And I'm gonna waste wire because I don't really care. I'm gonna take 2 loops off this for each one, okay? I could try and save wire and get the exact right amount, which would be 3 loops, and then you cut it in half, and then you have just enough wire to do what you're trying to do, but that's ain't nobody got time for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my length of wire, okay, and I'm going to fold it in half. I've been paying attention since June of 2014, and I never saw anybody make a dual parallel like I'm about to, until about 2 months after I started doing it. And I know it sounds weird and stuff like that. Maybe I'm conceited or delusional, some shit. But realistically, a couple months after I started doing it, started showing people how to do it and stuff like that, the internet started doing it. Grim Green, a couple other people. I think what's his name? Rip Trippers did the exact same build as well. I'm going to just take it, and my method of doing the coil is knurling. I don't grip the wire by its end. I knurl it. I don't allow it to escape. So what I'm going to do is hold it tightly with one finger. I'm using a 1/8 bit, by the way. And I'm going to knurl the wire around. Careful to keep it nice and tight and secure. Oh, I fucked it up. If you fuck it up, you're going to need to pull it over so that it doesn't do that. What do I got? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do a 4-wrap dual parallel, and we're going to be putting this in the archon, of course. This extra loop on the end, okay, because I've already got my 1, 2, 3, 4. I've already got my 4. I don't want this. Like, see how this is? Okay. I don't want that janky end, because we don't need that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take my pliers, I'm going to grab it, I'm going to pull taut, and then I'm going to pull back, making sure to keep the wires, you know, horizontal to each other. Okay, make sure everything's nice and flat, and then I'm just going to leave it like that. This end that I've bent, I'm going to bend back and crush it so that it's straight. Okay, and then I'm going to make another one, and then your coil will look like that. Okay. I love building coils. When I first started building coils, I started twisting immediately because I understood the voltage sag problem. And then after I had 32 gauge. Someone gave me 32 gauge. They told me that that was going to be the wave of the future. 32 gauge is where you want to be. You got to, you know, keep it safe and all this other shit. And very disappointed that I didn't start cloud chasing immediately, because that's the only way I stopped smoking, was cloud chasing. So we're going to take this again. I also like going over the top. You can go reverse, but I like going over the top. It's a little bit easier for me. So then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice and tight loops. Okay? Pull that back around. We're going to grip our end. We're going to pull it over. Okay? And then back. Okay? And now we've got our set of dual parallels. Again, I'm going to take this one end that's that's doubled up or whatever, and I'm going to squish it into so it's kind of flat. Okay, this is going to be much easier to insert into the RDA. I'm going to cut these leads. We'll cut them like that. Why not? Wire safety. 100% important. If you're doing this in your house or something like that and you don't have proper wire safety, you're going to pick up wire in your foot. You're going to step on it, it's going to go through your shoe, and it's going to cut you. Okay? So, we've got our archon sitting on top of this dual parallel box. Okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the rounded edge. Okay? See how this is? This one is? Should be able to see that. I'm going to use that to put it into my negative. Bam. And then making sure that my wires stay oriented, I'm going to stick it in there. Okay. While I'm inserting it, I'm actually doing this. I'm going up and down with it to give myself a really nice spot. Okay. Pick a good spot. Where did I put that? Okay. Hold on. You got to get the screwdriver out. And then we're going to go like this. Making sure that we're nice and tight and it's flat. Okay. Tight and flat. That's what we're looking for. Then I'm going to go to the other side. I'm going to go like this. Okay. And I'm going to rinse and repeat. I'm going to put my loop end in there. And then holding on to these. Okay. We want to make sure that they're nice and flat. Okay. We do not want it to not work. I'm not doing a single strand build, by the way, because I don't feel that I need to be perfectly honest. Then when I got that in there like that, I'm going to go, again, by rotating it like this, I'm going to feed the coil into where I want it to be. Okay, and we're looking for uniformity, so I want to make sure that we're totally uniform. Okay, hold it with my thumb, and then get my neg nice and tight. Okay, and then because I want to cut these leads, I'm just going to bend this coil over to the side a little bit. Okay, then we're going to pull these leads over a little bit and clip them. Okay, wire. I'm outside my garage right now, so I don't really need to have crazy wire retention. I don't really care. It's a garage. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tighten this up. I like putting a finger too on one of the negs to hold it so that I'm not just cranking on the 510. You don't want to do that. Make sure everything's nice and tight. For some reason, this RDA is really fucking being gay, but it's okay. It's the box mod. It's not the RDA. We'll just clip these leads. Like that. Like that. And I'm going to clip these leads. Being super extra careful not to break your build. Okay, and then I'm going to stick the 1/8 bit in there like this. Sometimes they don't like going. There we go. Oh, let's go from this side. Flatten it out, stick it back in, and bend it over. And I can already see that I've totally semi-messed up. Okay? I'm looking at it, and I'm not in far enough, which really sucks. Okay? But, undo this. Look at it. That's much better. Okay, we want to be off that part. Pulsing at this interim, okay? I'm just trying to warm the wire up so I can bend it out of the way. Like so. Okay? And then I'm going to push it again. Always trying, well, you know, let's look at this time. What am I at? Like 12 minutes? This is the problem with these builds. Like, I keep trying to get it under 10 minutes and I can't. I'm going to use my pliers and the neg to make the wire go where I want it to go. Nice and straight. Like that. Make sure I'm not touching anything. Okay? Grab the top cap, put it on, and I'm nowhere near any of the sidewall, which is what I'm looking for. Okay? Let's tighten all these leads again. Okay, and then we're just going to flare it a little bit, see what happens. Okay, one of the things that I highly recommend for any of you guys out there is a pair of ceramic tweezers. Okay, I can't remember where I got mine from. I think it was Vapor DNA. They're pretty cheap. Okay, you can push the coil with some power, and you can go like this. There's a little juice in there or something. Jeez. Okay. Because I don't want to have to rewrap this, I'm going to fix it a little bit. Ow, shouldn't have touched that. Well, let's look at it. Okay. Okay. And let's go like this. Nice and bright. And I'm going to One of them isn't firing exactly the way I want it. I'm just going to tighten this up a little bit. Okay. And they flare, and they're like, you know. Make sure the coils are cool too. Before you attempt cottoning. I'm going to be using Shishido cotton. Okay, just using 2 sheets of it at one time. This is going to make it uniform. We need, there has to be a certain amount of uniformity to your build, no matter what. When you're trying to cloud chase, your coils have to flare at the same time, and they have to react at the same time. Reaction means that your wick has to be the same. You can't. This is why I like the cotton pads. It's not the best cotton in the world. It's not the best option. Okay. But because you can uniformly take 2 pads and make a wick that is uniformly the same, giving you the same kind of flow, and what I do is spear it. Okay, that's what you're looking for. Let's go like this. The 2 ends that are speared, we're going to be cutting those off. Make sure it's cool. You don't want to burn your cotton prematurely. That sucks. Okay. I practice about a 4 to 5 time inner diameter wick. Okay, well for this, this should be a 4 wrap. Nichrome 80 should be around 0.08, 0.07 floating, and got to have enough wick for that. But depending on the mod you're using too. If you're just using like certain mods, it doesn't matter so much. Okay, I'm gonna pull it through. And then I'm going to pull it back and open the cotton up a little bit. Okay. Little fuzzies and stuff, you want to get rid of that crap too. You don't want to create a dam in your wick.